group, we have made it a duty to keep the government in power today in check, and God willing, by 2027, ensure that they are voted out.
Nigeria is on the precipice of collapse. I am Kenneth Okonkwo, and I am talking with tears in my eyes, because the Nigeria I was born into, I can hardly recognize. A nation that is blessed with human and material resources is now one of the most indebted nations on earth. No thanks to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Within 2 to 3 years, he has borrowed more than all the governments together from 1960. And what is he borrowing for? To siphon the money away. You heard about 17.2 trillion naira to watch pipeline. And these same people, we are complaining that paying 7 trillion naira a year for subsidy for Nigerians is absurd. They promised that if they remove the subsidy, they would have money enough to provide infrastructure for us. Today, ASU is going on strike because nothing is provided for them, signifying the possible collapse of the educational system. Today, the resident doctors are proceeding on strike because their welfare is not catered for, signifying the possible collapse of the health sector. Today, the infrastructure is decaying. The money that is siphoned from the people is used for familitocracy, to give battalion to his children. When the security situation is a challenge, Tinubu had the effrontery to deploy our armed forces to fight in another country, the Republic of Benin, to defend a dictator like himself, which is against the laws of Nigeria. You don't need post-approval before you declare war. You need prior approval. So you cannot perform an illegality and use the institutions of Nigeria to confirm your illegality. So this regime has been a regime that has adopted absolute regime against rule of law. So please, the only thing we are pleading with Nigerians is that if they don't rise up to save our democracy, the next thing that will collapse is democracy. And Nigeria cannot afford any other system of government. So if democracy collapses in Nigeria, most likely Nigeria will collapse. So everybody must rise up. Like Martin Luther said, silence in the face of evil is evil itself. And history may not remember the words of our enemies, but will always remember the silence of our friends. We must rise up and save democracy.
What we're saying is that this tax law must not go into effect. We must not allow it to happen. It must be revisited. They must give time, carry the young people along, carry every of the sector of Nigeria along before coming up with any tax law that will burden Nigerians more. Thank you.
That's the National Assembly we are talking about. This tax issue, the National Economic Council, made up of all the governors, rejected it. They rejected it at the entire country. But they went to National Assembly and removed 1 or 2 clauses and said they have passed it. So it's not as if this has not been on for a while. So I don't know whether our hope is in the current National Assembly. We hope that men of courage are still there, that can rise up. Rise up. We did so when we were in the National Assembly. I know there are a few men that are still there that can be courageous, but there's an institutional decay that we see. And so, when you say National Assembly passed it, that National Assembly that passed it did not represent the feelings and the wishes of the people of Nigeria. Thank you.